In this day and age, everybody needs to have something on the side that's generating money and not just relying strictly on their 9 to 5. So true. I used to work outside doing security, and once I finally locked in, I was able to land my first tech job. I also volunteered at a school for a year. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of things you can do. Like I say, obviously, we want to do things for money, especially if you don't have a job. Money is probably your number one motivating factor because you need money to survive. But if you're able to do some projects for the free 99, like I'm gonna go be the IT guy at my church, make sure the pastors, all his stuff is set up and running properly. I mean, you can use that put down as experience. This is the whole bunch of things. You got to kind of think out of the box when it comes to be an IT entrepreneur, because most of us, we just want to go get certified and get a job. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with just going to get certified, or you just want to be a full-time worker. I got other family members that work in IT. Matter of fact, my father and my brother, they work in IT as well. I've asked them to help me with this Tech G business, but their mindset is more so geared towards being an employee. And there's nothing wrong with that because they make a lot of money doing what they do. They're not really entrepreneurial minded people. Me, I've always had an entrepreneurial mind. Even though I've always worked the job, but I've always been plotting my entire life. How can I start a business and do my own thing? Because that's what I've always wanted to do. And I've tried different things over the years. Then it finally clicked on me about 6 years ago. Why don't I just teach what I know? I'm really good at this. Let me focus on this. And that's how this whole channel came about. But for my family members, even though they're good at what they do, they're not interested and they're not really entrepreneurial minded to the point that I am, to where they want to take that knowledge and put it into something like this. So you got to kind of think out of the box when you try to become an entrepreneur who works in IT. I think it's better to have a job to get into another one. It just depends on where you are, man. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. However, I do believe in this day and age, everybody needs to have something on the side that's generating money and not just relying strictly on their 9 to 5, because your 9 to 5 could be over with any moment. It can be over with. You need to have some other form of income coming in, whether it's passive, active, however you got to get it, investments, whatever. I don't care what it is. But I just think that if you work in IT, even at the help desk level, your help desk skills, you can start a business off that, just off of an A+ certification. Those iFixit stores that fix iPhones, you drop your iPhone and break the screen and you take it to them guys to fix it. Man, you learn a lot about the damn iPhone and the A+ certification, or smartphones in general. Like, that's theoretically enough information to help you start an iFixit store where you could be out there fixing broken devices. That's an IT business. Fixing broken iPhones is a legit IT business. So I just think we all have these skill sets, or we're all trying to acquire these skill sets because we want to go out there and get these jobs paying 6 figures and above. That's great. That's wonderful. I don't knock it. But I also think you need to have something in the cut just in case things don't go the way that you plan on them going, i.e., you get laid off, you get fired, or something happens, that you can still take your skill set and use it to make money on your own terms, no matter how big or small it is. Hopefully it gets big enough to where you can do it full time. Even if it's just enough for you to make an extra $1,000 a month, that's fine too. That's what I believe. And whatever you do in tech or in life in general, but since we're talking about tech, there is a way you can monetize it towards your personal benefit besides just having a regular 9 to 5 job. Side hustles are necessities. Yeah, I don't even want to call it side hustles. I would rather just call it side business. Hustle, it kind of gives off a negative connotation to a certain extent. And then it also gives off a connotation that this is just something you're just doing just to get some quick money. Like Technology G, my website, this is a side business. Even though it doesn't pay me a full-time income, it doesn't pay me nowhere near as much money as I make from my regular job, but it's still my baby. It's still my thing that I'm going to keep investing into it, and growing it for as long as I can physically do it, with the hopes that one day it can replace my income from my job so I can do it full time, because I don't treat it as just a little get rich quick thing that I'm just doing real, treat it like it's a lick. No, I treat it like it's a real business, even though it's not growing nowhere near to the speed that I would wish it to grow, but I still view it and treat it as a business. So that's why I don't really like the side hustle term as much. Respectfully, Tech G, but I don't recommend a newbie to start a business fixing anything. Too much liability, sir. I hear what you're saying. If you're a newbie, like, okay, so you just got your A+, sir. You ain't even been working in tech 6 months. You're like, let me go fix an iPhone. I get what you're saying, because you don't want to be the person who damages the iPhone, and now you're on the hook for potential lawsuits or insurance or whatever. I get what you're saying. So me saying that you need to start a business is really not geared towards the newbie. Or maybe I should have clarified that. It's really geared towards the person who's already been working in IT for at least a year. That you should be able to have built up some type of skill set within at least 1 year to where you can potentially think about, how can I monetize this and turn it to a side business in the event that things go wrong. But if you're fresh off the block, you just got certified 2 weeks ago, or you just got your first IT job 2-3 weeks ago, then yes, you need to go work the job. You need to learn the ins and out of the job, whatever the heck it is that they got you doing. You taking notes, learn everything you got to learn. Be proficient at your job, obviously, but eventually, once you get enough skills down, at least let's say at least 2 years, right? After at least 2 years, maybe you should consider, how can I take these skill sets and put it towards my own side business, so that in the event that I find myself in between jobs, I can still make money. I agree with you right there in that a newbie shouldn't do it because they don't know anything.